That's the goal right there, is to have that kind of mix right there. Anyway, okay, the easy stuff's over. The fourth round is going to be hard. Fourth round is most influential philosophers of Western thought. Now, it might start out easy. He left no writings of his own, but his ideas were preserved by his students. He was a stonemason by trade before becoming a philosopher. He wandered the streets of Athens, engaging in dialogue with anyone who would sit and listen. He was sentenced to death for corrupting the youth of Athens. Yes, he did. Who knows who this is? There you go. You've got it already. This is the grandfather of all philosophy, the father. He famously declared that the unexamined life is not worth living. Corrupted the youth of Athens. Yes, he did. Socrates is considered one of the founders of the Western philosophy and is known for his method of questioning. Socrates. Now, Socrates had some students, and we'll have a couple of those students in the next ones up. Again, we're doing influential philosophers of the Western tradition. This guy was a student of a man who never wrote anything down, Socrates. He founded the Academy of Athens. This guy founded the Academy of Athens, one of the earliest institutions of higher learning. He wrote dialogues featuring the mentor as the main character. Who was Socrates' student? His most famous works outlined a vision of a just society ruled by philosopher kings. Remember that idea? Philosopher kings. He is the author of The Republic. The Republic, which I've actually tried to read or listen to as a book on tape. Challenging, for sure. Who is this? This is Plato. Plato's philosophical ideas have shaped Western thought for centuries. Plato. one of Socrates' students. There he is. Plato. Okay, and I have another one of his students. This guy studied under a philosopher who founded the Academy of Athens. So actually it went Socrates, Plato, and then this guy. He became a tutor to a future conqueror of the known world. So this was Alexander's tutor. His writings covered a vast range of topics, all the way from biology to metaphysics. He founded his own school called the Lyceum. He is known for his works, Nicomachean ethics. I'm not sure what that means. Nicomachean ethics and politics. Who knows who this is? Well known, gentlemen. This is Aristotle. Aristotle's work laid the groundwork for much of Western science and philosophy. How about that? Aristotle. There he is. They all kind of look the same. They all have gray hair and beards. And they all corrupt the youth of Athens. All right, let's jump. Let's jump out of Greece. This guy is often called the father of modern philosophy. He was also a mathematician and scientist, contributing to the development of analytical geometry. He spent much of his life in the Dutch Republic. Who knows who this is? He sought to doubt everything in order to find a foundation of certain knowledge. He is famous for the phrase, "I think, therefore I am." This is the guy. This is the guy that did that. I think, therefore I am. Who knows? Who remembers? No, it's not Sir Isaac Newton. No, Sir Isaac Newton was a bit of a philosopher, but not really, I don't think. This is Descartes. Descartes' ideas set the stage for the development of modern nationalism and science. Oh, interesting. All right, these names all do sound familiar. We just don't know what they're famous for. This guy spent his entire academic career in his hometown, never traveling. Interesting. He developed a complex philosophical system dealing with the human perception and knowledge. He developed a big system. He was a major figure in the Enlightenment. He is known for his moral philosophy, which emphasizes duty and categorical imperative. There's that old categorical imperative. His works include Critique of Pure Reason and Groundwork for Metaphysics of Morals. The Metaphysics of Morals. So this is the guy. Not Shakespeare. Who knows who this is? Key figure in Enlightenment. Never left his hometown. Critique of Pure Reason. This is Immanuel Kant. Kant. This is the Kant guy. Kant's philosophy deeply influenced modern thought, particularly in ethics and epistemology. Kant. There's lots of reading you could do on Kant. Next up, related to America a little bit. He was a physician by training, but his writings made him famous in another field. He wrote about the human mind as a blank slate at birth. His ideas were influential in the development of political philosophy, particularly the United States of America. He argued for the separation of church and state. Everybody should know this if they don't. If they don't, do some reading on this guy. He is often called the father of liberalism. Liberalism? Who is it? This is John Locke. John Locke's ideas on government and individual rights laid the foundation for modern democratic thought. This is the guy. Another one of these guys. Right? Here's another guy. This guy wrote critical works that challenge traditional European morality and religion. His philosophy included the concept of Übermensch or overman. Yeah, a lot of people blame him for some of Hitler's ideas, right? He declared that God is dead, challenging the foundations of Western religion. His work influenced existentialism and postmodernism. He authored the book Thus Spoke Zarathustra. Who knows who this is? I bet you know this one. Actually, this is not Thomas Paine. This is a German dude. This is Nietzsche, Friedrich Nietzsche. Friedrich Nietzsche's philosophy remains influential and controversial, often challenging established norms and beliefs. Nietzsche. All right, we got three more famous philosophers of the Western tradition. This guy was central figure of the Scottish Enlightenment. Didn't know there was such a thing. I didn't know they were ever enlightened in Scotland. I don't know Scots. I think I have some Scot blood in me. He questioned the certainty of knowledge and the nature of cause and effect. His writings on religion were considered highly controversial. He argued that human knowledge is primarily derived from experience. Yes, Mel Gibson, good guess. Mel Gibson's a good guess. He wrote an he wrote an inquiry concerning human understanding. That's the name of the book. An inquiry concerning human understanding. Kind of a generic title. Pretty famous guy. Who knows? Who knows who this is? This is David Hume. Some of these guys you guys should follow up on. I love reading about philosophy. I used to read philosophy all the time. Hume's empiricism, I don't even know how to say that, and skepticism had a profound impact on modern philosophy, particularly in epistemology. Two more. This guy believed that civilization corrupts the natural goodness of humanity. So he thought like people that lived in basic tribes were okay, and then once they got in a city, they were horrible people. He wrote about the importance of education and childbearing. His ideas were influential in the development of modern political thought. He argued that society should be governed by the general will. He authored The Social Contract. There's probably some interesting reading from this guy. I think we all need to follow up on this once you know his name. You want to Google it and get something to read on this guy. This is Jean-Jacques Rousseau. Jean-Jacques Rousseau's ideas about society and government were influential in both the French Revolution and in modern political theory. Jean-Jacques Rousseau. There you go. There he is. Jean-Jacques. Jean-Jacques. All right, last one of the category and of the evening and everything. This guy was a central figure in existentialism and phenomenology. He wrote about the nature of being and human existence. His ideas are often considered complex and challenging to interpret. I bet. No doubt. His ideas are often considered complex. His work influenced a wide range of fields, including philosophy, literature, and theology. He authored Being and Time. If you want to Google that real quick, he authored Being and Time. At first, I thought this was the guy that had the thing about the cat in the box and whether it's really there or really not there. And one thing it's dead, and one thing it's alive. It's not the same guy. This is Martin Heidegger. Martin Heidegger, as opposed to the cat guy. Heidegger's exploration of existence and being continues to be a central topic in contemporary philosophy.